Okay, next let's get back to manga. This is a tiny book, so let me zoom a little bit. So this is Battle Angel Alita, which has given birth to a movie with the same name. And this is a sci-fi title, of course. And it says here, for beneath the shimmering space city of Zalem lie the trash heaps of the scrapyard. And that's where cyber doctor and bounty hunter Daisuke Hido finds the head and torso of an amnesic cyborg girl. He names her Alita and vows to fill her life with beauty, but in a moment of desperation, a fragment of Alita's mysterious past awakens in her. She discovers that she possesses uncanny prowess in the legendary martial art known as Panzerkunst. With her newfound skills, Alita decides to become a hunter-warrior, tracking down and taking out those who prey on the weak. But can she hold onto her humanity in the dark and gritty world of the scrapyard? So Alita will become something like the Punisher, a vigilante that will try to punish the bad guys, save the weak ones. This is how it looks like. It looks amazing. This is something that inspired other manga creators, mangakas. Yeah, and it's a classic, so I want to read this now that I'm getting more into manga. I sure want to read this and have this on the store. It's both things. My tongue is curling. You can see lots of action. We'll see that Panzerkunst, was that it? Panzerkunst in action. And that's it. Battle Angel Alita. So, next, bigger book. Let's zoom. Meadow by Greg Ruth and Ethan Hawke. Okay, we've seen these two pairing up before in a book called Inde, which talked about the indigenous North American population. And now they bring us this Meadowlark, which is set against the quiet and unassuming city of Huntsville, Texas, where Jack Meadowlark Johnson and his teenage son Cooper embark on a journey of epic proportions. This is told over the course of a single day. This electrifying graphic novel recounts Cooper's struggle to survive the increasingly catastrophic consequences of his father's mistakes. As Cooper and his father desperately navigate cascading threats of violence, they must also grapple with their own combative, dysfunctional but loving relationship. This was drawn and created based on the experiences of the authors, and much like Inde, you will find this incredible art. It's really beautiful. It really shows that you don't need full color pages to grab a reader's attention and grab it real good. Look at this. Really, really beautiful artwork. Perfectly executed. This guy's got a tattoo of Lucifer on his forehead. That doesn't look good. It's quite a thick book, so what I'm expecting from this is lots of action, seeing father and son trying to avoid Maybe they will be persecuted by villains and things like that, car chases and etc. But at the same time, I expect a lot of drama between the two of them, because they seem to have a complicated relationship. So that should amount to a number of interesting ingredients to come up with a very compelling story. I sure hope so. That's the end result. Crossing my fingers for that. Next, Jeff Lemire. Not really, but yeah. So Black Hammer, a creation by Jeff Lemire and Dean Ormston. Sorry. This has become a universe, the Black Hammer universe. It's no longer a title. And Lemire had the idea of inviting other people to write in the Black Hammer universe. So there will be 2 hardbacks like this one, called Black Hammer Visions. This is number 1, as you can see. And so it's visions from other creators. I think that's where the name comes. And we've got Patton Oswalt, Jeff Johns, Chip Zdarsky, Mariko Tamaki, Dean Kotz, etc., etc., etc. Bill Crabtree. And so I'm not sure because I haven't read it still. It collects 4 issues. Okay, that can help a bit. So issue 1 is scripted by Patton Oswalt. Issue 2 is scripted by Jeff Johns. 3 by Chip Zdarsky, and issue 4, by Mariko Tamaki. Okay, that helps a little bit, knowing what each one has done. So I believe there will be 4 separate stories. I don't know if they work in tandem as to create a sequential narrative. I doubt it. I think it will be one creator, one story. And seeing that the artists also change from story to story, I'm pretty sure it will be like that. This seems to be the beginning of a new story, but not really, because it's the same character. No, yeah, it seems so, with the mantle and things. But the artwork is changing here. We can see it definitely. Let's just take a little look further down the hill. Yeah, Black Hammer has grown to be a huge, huge thing. I don't know how Jeff Lemire gets any time to do anything else. Maybe that's why he said, hey guys, come and write for my universe, because my hands are too full with it. Lots of sketches here. Okay, you just need to wait for volume 2 and it will be closed. Next, we've got the Sandman universe with the Simon Spurrier treatment. He's been doing an excellent work picking up the Sandman universe. So this time it was time for him to pick up John Constantine, Hellblazer. In this first volume, Marks of Wu, which just came out. And John Constantine is brutally retrieved from a tangle of apocalyptic futures and outright insanity. So he gets back and into the shadows of London, where local gangsters are being shredded by terrifying entities, and their boss wants to hire Constantine to help. Well, he does. It's not that John Constantine wants to, but his gun pointed. So yeah, I guess I'll help you. Yeah, so he will be helping gangsters with demonic creatures and things like that. I love Simon Spurrier's writing. I think he was a very, very good choice to follow on the steps of Neil Gaiman. I really like the other series he did in the world of the Sandman, when he was not at his castle and all his employees, let's call it, are trying to have the world not collapse. Their world, their own world, right? Not collapse and deal with inner complications, fights for power. I really dig that series, and that should be enough for me to remember how it's called, but it's not. Sorry about that. Okay. The artwork is different from many of the Hellblazer titles, but this is well, it's not a reboot. I don't want to call it like that, but it's new work. Oh, wait, let me see. The title might be here. Yeah, The Dreaming, also good book. Next, back to manga, and it's another classic. I've just done something wrong here. Okay, I'm messing with the focus, doing everything but what I want to do, which is this. Okay. Planète. It seems French, but this is Japanese, by Makoto Yukimura. This is only volume 1. It's a very thick book. It's an Omni from Dark Horse. And Planète, well, there's a lot to read here, but for Alex de Campi, it's his favorite sci-fi comic series of all time, better saying. With its solid, engrossing storyline and well-developed characters, Planète should have a permanent spot on anyone's bookshelf. Yeah, that's what we want too. Yukimura's art explodes in an impressive catastrophe for gripping action sequences. If it was his heart exploding, that would be bad. So this dwells in a time where space exploration has become a usual thing. So there's lots of debris in space that can enter the atmosphere. So there are teams responsible for cleaning that garbage that might hit other satellites, spaceships, etc. So they have to clean it up. But of course, there's some drama. For example, Ashimaki dreams of joining an upcoming exploratory mission to Jupiter and eventually owning his own ship, whilst Yuri is still recovering from the death of his wife in an accident caused by orbiting debris. And we also have another character named Fee, who just needs a place to smoke. They're simply trying to do their job in this age of space-age environmental concerns and rapid expansion. The crew deals with fear of isolation. They must keep an eye on the wreckage to look for Yuri's lost wife, and they also have sometimes to become heroes when terrorists threat the future of space exploration. So this is brought to us by Dark Horse, and let's take a look at the artwork, because yeah, it pays up. It's worthwhile seeing it. But supposedly this is one of those titles where the story is the strong aspect. This has been around for some time and it's still a reference in the sci-fi genre. It is not too spoken in the community, but if you dig it up on the internet, I doubt that you'll find but praise upon this work. I saw some reference to it in the internet, that's how I got to know of it, to be honest. And it's not 100% easy to find. I had to wait a bit for my supplier to have it in stock. Okay, let's leaf through more quickly. So we've got spaceships, etc. Elements of sci-fi. We've seen from the summary that there are elements of drama also. The color pages look great. Okay, that's Planète. I'm not even sure how to pronounce it because this is not French and I'm giving it the French accent. Numero 6. I don't know if this is supposed to be called number 6 or no 6. I call it number 6. This is volume 1. I want to get a taste of this. This is not recent. I think it's from 2018 or something like that. For Zeon, an elite student in the computerized metropolis known as Number 6, life is choreographed to the minute, so when a storm descends, he opens the window to soak in a rare moment of chaos, only to find an injured boy desperate for shelter. But Zeon's company shatters his perfect life when the boy turns out to be a fugitive on the run from the mysterious powers that rule the city. So this seems to take place in a future society with a big eye upon every citizen. It should be adventure. Yeah, the artwork does look modern, so I might have said correctly when I dated it as from 2018. It combines with that era. I might actually be right. Yeah, number 6. Also got interested in it by reference. Then, zooming out, this is something that we already had on the shop, but it's a very dear title from Hawkeye, My Life as a Weapon. It is by Matt Fraction and David Haya, and David Haya has a very distinct way of drawing. We'll see it in a moment. So Clint Barton, also known as the self-made hero Hawkeye, fights for justice and good rooftop barbecues. And he will be together with Kate Bishop by his side. He's out to get some downtime from being an Avenger. So Matt Fraction and David reunite to tell the ongoing tales of the Arrow Avenger. Barton and Bishop mean double the Hawkeye and double the trouble. Let's see how the art looks like. It takes some use to it, at least I think it does. It's very rough. The contours of the characters are blurry. There's a simplicity to it that makes us think of noir, police crime, pulp titles, right? This could be an early Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips work. in terms of graphics. Yeah, but this is an interesting story. There's also a it's not complete collection or something like that for this phase of Hawkeye. Pardon my mispronunciation. And it's got some extra thing here. So this collects Hawkeye 1 to 5 and Young Avengers presents number 6. That's what we were seeing just now in the end, which has very different artwork. Next, a set of 3 books actually. No, not hitting the right order. So this is Tom King's run, or part of it. Part of Tom King's run. We've got volume 6, Bridal Burglar, the volume 7, The Supposed Wedding, and then volume 8, Cold Days. These ones have an owner already, but I know he doesn't mind that I live through them carefully. So we've got artwork from the big Joel Jones. We've got work from Tony S. Daniel, and writing it, of course, we've got Tom King. That remains constant in all of the titles because this was his run, right? In this particular issue, I'll just tell you who's drawing. I think it's Joel. Yeah, Joel Jones and Michael Hanin. Maybe Joel Jones is just coloring. No, she's drawing too, and Travis Moore too. There are 4 different drawers there. Then the next volume. Am I centering this correctly? Look at this, incredible, right? This must be Tony S. Daniel doing his stuff. Okay. The Joker his face is a little bit different from usual. Yeah, this run has a lot of Black Cat, so yeah, if you're into Black Cat, you're bound to like this. This was a run that divided people. Not everyone liked what Tom King did with Batman. I've heard also people praising what he did. It really divides people. I haven't read Tom King's run, so I can't say, but I think the truth might be in the middle. Maybe he got too carried away with changes to the canon. I imagine him doing that, or maybe he just made a very depressed Batman. He's also good at doing that. Depressed heroes with daddy issues. But the books look good. Unfortunately, it's that crappy paper that we've been talking about. But yeah, we have to suck it up. That's how things are now. Last but not least, Alan Moore's Providence Decompendium, which is one piece of reading, and once you start seeing it in the inside, you understand that this will take a lot of time to read, which is absolutely awesome. That's what I like. I like to take more than one day to read a book. So this is a complete volume of Alan Moore's quintessential horror series. So Alan Moore in this book deconstructs H.P. Lovecraft's concepts and mythos and reinvents it, of course. It's Alan Moore. He puts in some powders of 1919, beginning of the 20th century, blends it with the mythical visions of H.P. Lovecraft. He puts in some pints of racial and sexual intolerance, which were things that were problems in in the eastern coast of America during the beginning of the 20th century. And Jason Burrows is doing the art, which is nice. It's delicate. Maybe the colors also help bringing that delicacy. I'm not sure, but I'm not a particular fan of the coloring process, except if it's like this. This I like, but the book is not always on the shade. When it's daylight, I don't. Yeah. So the book has lots of this, excerpts from diaries, so you can understand why I say this will take a lot of time to read. Really, really a lot of time. Look at how many pages without any image. So there is a lot of story being told here, not only on the panels, but then complemented with these written excerpts. It is said that an image is worth 1,000 words, but still, having these diaries giving us certain details that would be difficult, it would take some panels. Well, we would have an omnibus if it was all drawn, right? It would be a huge omnibus. Instead, we get a compendium. And it's probably things that wouldn't work out in dialogues. We've seen this not as intensively in Barry Windsor Smith's Monster, where we could see the letters from the protagonist's mother, which helped a lot to enrich what was his infancy, and episodes that happened. It really contributed, for me, it really contributed to the depth of the book, and I think this will play a similar role. So this works both as a prequel and sequel to the Neonomicon work of Alan Moore. So if you read that, you want to read this too. And with that, we reach the end, my friends. This is the end. So just to remind you that you can find these and many other books on our website at deviantfun.biz. We don't stock everything we advertise, but it's very clear in the product info. If it says last items in stock or it says in stock, then we have it in stock. Otherwise, it will say that it requires order and confirmation that it is in fact available in the editor. Yeah, because as you know, things are really ugly in terms of distribution and reprinting. Paper cost is sky high. Distribution lines are still being affected because there's lots of printing being done in the east, right? In Asia. But I wanted to show you something before we go. I wanted to show you two beauties while they're still here in the shop, because they've packed their suitcase already. But while they're here, let's let them shine. So this is, I can't even show them properly. This is Batman Detective Comics, The Rise and Fall of the Batman Omnibus. It looks like this. Okay, and then in the back, damn lamp keeps reflecting in the plastic. Okay, this is the back. So what it does is it collects the full Gotham Knights saga from James Tynion IV in one epic volume. So it's Detective Comics 934 to 981, the annual number 1, Batman 7 to 8, Nightwing 7 to 8, and stories from Robin 80th anniversary 100-page spectacular number 1, and Detective Comics number 1000. That's what this beauty comprises of. The next one is easily identified, even with the glare that the lamp is putting on. Of course, this is Batman by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. These are the guys that brought us incredible stories like The Court of the Owls, Death of the Family, what more? Zero Year, yeah, I was forgetting that. This is volume 1. Volume 2 is also coming out. So if you want to make sure that it won't get out of print before you get a copy, you should have already pre-ordered it. I don't know if you have. If you haven't, you can pre-order it with us. This will include Batman 0 to 33, and then something called 23.2. I don't know if this is a printing error or not. And Batman Annual 1 to 2. So, acclaimed storyteller Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo introduced the Caped Crusader to the Court of Owls, terrorized the whole Bat family with the Joker's faceless return in Death of the Family, and retell Batman's origin for a new generation during the pivotal Zero Year. One of the best titles on the market. Scott Snyder has reinvented Batman like no one since Frank Miller in the 80s. More comics need to be just like this. Yeah, it's one hell of a massive book with very, very, very important stories in the Batman mythos. Some great stories indeed. We have lots of them that were printed here in Portugal, translated in separate books. You can get them all here in one volume, and that's it. So just a last reminder that you can find all these books at deviantfun.biz. You can call us. When I mean call us, you can contact us if you don't find your books on the store. We don't have the almost 10,000 books that are there in stock. We're a small company, but we can get virtually any book. Our supplier is huge, so it's a matter of asking, and we'll ask for consultation, understand if the book is out of print or not, and if it's not, then it will be yours. So that's it. That's all I had to show. It was a lot of books. I had to break it into 2 videos. But yeah, okay, it will give me a little bit more work. I'll have to recompress the videos, but that's okay. Hope you have found something that caught your eye, and and until the next video, be safe, be happy, have excellent reads, leave some comments, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Instagram, on Facebook. Yeah, just search for us. So thank you for watching. DeviantFun out in 3, 2, 1. Bye bye.